Certainly immigration, homeland security, they are hot topics on the trail. And today's headliner, there he is, Texas Congressman Michael McCaul, chairman of the Homeland Security Committee. Sir, thank you for coming back and welcome to our program here. I want to take you back to the rally, Fort Myers, Florida last night. You have this talk about 15,000 troops at the southwest border. Here is the president from the rally.
Republicans want strong borders, no crime, no chaos, and no caravans. Democrats want open borders, and they want to invite caravan after caravan into our country, which brings crime upon crime.
So there is the pitch. We should hear it again in Missouri later tonight. But what do you believe about 15,000 military troops to the border? Is that something that is necessary? Is that needed?
Well, we have 3,500 approaching Mexico City, another 3,000 that are coming up right behind them. And Bill, once they get into Mexico City, they can get on what's called the Beast. It's a freight train, very dangerous ride that can bring them right up to the border. I talked to the Mexican ambassador. He told me they were going to prevent them from getting on that train. However, they have not been able to stop them so far, and I'm concerned they're going to get up to the border. I think what the president's doing is the biggest showing of force that I have seen in my lifetime down on the border with 7,000 active duty troops. In the past, Bill, we've sent down National Guard to act in a support role, basically pushing paper behind desks. These guys have been activated under a different Title 10 authority to work hand in glove with Border Patrol directly on the border. So we hope this will provide a deterrence so when these family units and coyotes and MS-13 types are coming up, they're not going to be met with the United States military.
Mr. Chairman, I think that there's a lot of confusion, though, when we hear these numbers thrown out there as to what exactly 15,000 troops on the border would do or would be able to do.
Well, I think that is a big question, but I do think that will provide a deterrence because remember, as I've talked about before on the show, once they touch base in the United States, they're afforded all due process rights and protections under our law currently. The law that Chairman Goodlatte and I tried to change that would have prevented this caravan from getting into the United States. Every Democrat voted against our bill, and I sure hope that our leadership will take up the McCaul-Goodlatte bill when we get back after the election.
Okay, James Mattis, Mad Dog, was asked about this, and he said, well, I'll let him tell you, okay? Here's James Mattis.
The support that we provide to the Secretary for Homeland Security is practical support based on the requests from the Commissioner of Customs and Border Police, and so we don't do stunts in this department. Thank you.
What did you think about his frank assessment there, answering that question?
Well, yeah, there's this debate in the White House about posse comitatus and what the limitations are in a support role. I do know that NORTHCOM, the Northern Command, is in charge of these active duty troops. This is a departure from anything we've seen before. This is not the Guard. The Guard is down there, but now we're seeing active duty military deployed directly on the border to work right on the border, not pushing paper, but actually working hand in glove with CBP. I think that's a major departure, and I think the question is going to be, we don't know what's going to happen when they show up. I mean, this will be a clash. It's going to be very dramatic, but we hope that the sign of showing of force will deter the caravan from setting foot in the United States, because if and when they do, our broken immigration laws will give them protections. And I think most Americans don't want to see that.
Meanwhile, the president making it very clear at that Florida rally last night where he and Republicans stand on border security. Watch. Oh, okay. So we don't have that, but what you hear from the president time and time again, 5 days ahead of the midterms, Republicans want strong borders, no crime, no chaos, no caravans. Democrats, he continues to make the case, want open borders. How is this message, Chairman, how is this message playing out as we move even closer to Election Day?
I personally think it's helping Republicans. I think it's going to help us maintain the majority in the House, because most Americans don't want lawlessness. They don't want chaos. They don't want 7,000 people that we don't even know who they are coming into the country and then getting released in 20 days. The Flores decision will release them in 20 days out onto the streets of the United States of America. So I think the contrast could be more stark between the Democrats and Republican on this issue. I think the president's absolutely correct that they are for open borders. We are for securing the border. We're for changing the legal loopholes. They are not. They will welcome the caravan in, particularly California, where they have a sanctuary state. And I think, you know, they're hoping this is a leftist opposition group in Honduras that orchestrated this whole caravan stunt to begin with. And it is a stunt. It's a political statement, a political stunt to try to get into the United States, hope the Democrats win the midterms, hope they can stay in the United States and become citizens.
That's a pretty remarkable statement.
vote.
That's a pretty remarkable statement, just to conclude there. You believe the House maintains control of the majority come Wednesday morning, November 7th, and you will tie that majority directly to the caravan making its way through Mexico.
Well, I would tie it to several things. The economies are a winning issue. I think national security, ISIS has been defeated. We have the caravan issue that I think has gotten certainly our base very charged up back in my home state of Texas, where I am right now. And I think the Kavanaugh hearings, actually, what we saw is a departure where our base got energized and independents started to move over to the Republican column. So I think all these events going up to the midterms have been very, I think, good for keeping the majority.
Very interesting answers there. Thank you, sir, for coming back, okay? Mike McCaul, Chairman of the House
Thanks, Bill.
Homeland Security.